Well, the arraignment hearing for Monroe's former school superintendent was rescheduled today. Good evening to you. I'm Jennifer Andrews. Well, we are told the indictment and the arresting charges did not match. And since then, one of the charges may have been dropped. Brent Vidrine was originally arrested on 1 count of theft, 2 counts of filing or maintaining false public records, and 1 count of malfeasance in office. However, the indictment lists 2, not 1 count of malfeasance in office, and 1 count of unauthorized use of a movable has been added. Both sides agree more time is now needed to coordinate the bond and the charges. The next hearing is November 4th.